You can choose to be broke or not be broke, or to have or not to have, just based on the words that you speak. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Motivation and Confidence, where we help you do your daily best. Now, I'm your host, Tom Danger. So if you've been following along in the journey, started the podcast with my mother being sick, use it as a tool to express my emotions, sort of to self-diagnose and go through self-therapy, to get self-awareness and to work through inner turmoil, to find enlightenment, like all that good stuff. Okay. Took it a step further, wanted to learn better communication techniques for dealing with my family, dealing with my spouse, my kids, interaction with coworkers, just in everyday life, and sharing the process along with you. So, this is, I believe we're around the 180 mark. And if this is your first time, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to visit the website, www.tomdanger.com. I am very big on self-awareness. I've used a tool that is called the DISC assessment, so that I could get better understanding on what my strengths and weaknesses are, so that I can navigate through life at the superb, optimal level that we should all navigate through life. So if you're interested in learning more about your self-awareness and what you are naturally good at, again, visit the website, www.tomdanger.com. Go to the contact section and just drop me a note, and I will be happy to provide an assessment for you. 20-minute call, Zoom, or via phone, free of charge. Okay. So as we continue on in the journey, it just I started to think about people that I interact with and people that I have in my circle. And some people, they always talk like, yo, man, I got bills to pay. I got to pay bills. I got to pay this. I got to pay that. And to me, that signifies a couple things. One, you're not going to manage your money. First thing off. Because if your entire mindset when you work is just to pay bills, something ain't right. You should be paying yourself first. Okay. Second, it makes me think that person has a scarcity mindset, in the sense of, if I don't take care of this now, or if I don't get this money now, there's not going to be enough to go around. Okay. And then thirdly, and most importantly, it just makes me think like that person is not really thinking about the bigger picture and how you can really have more. Right. And I want to talk about that. There's a time that I remember when I was growing up as a kid, and I've talked about it before. Being teased, not having cool clothes, cool sneakers, all that stuff, right? But I remember one day my granddad said to me, he called me Mo. He said, yo, Mo. And he said, yo. He said, Mo. He said, I got a job this week and I want you to come and help me out. I said, all right, what is it? He said, well, we're going to paint and plaster Miss Michelle's house. And if you do your job, you're going to get paid. That's what he said. Now, don't mind the Southern accent. Yes, he grew up back then in that time. So that's the way he spoke to me. He said, if you do your job, you're going to get paid. I was like, all right. So we went to Miss Michelle's house at about, it's probably 11 or 12 o'clock on a Saturday. And it was in an old brownstone. And if you never visit an old brownstone in New York City, it's sort of like these mini townhouses that have a lot of intricate detail. Everything is plastered. It's not really any sheetrock. It's a lot of woodwork that has very fine designs in it. but it's old. And unless you can afford to maintain it, like on a quarterly basis, it can deteriorate and cause you to go deep into your pocket. So we get to the brownstone, and we're working in this bathroom. And it has like cracks in the walls, and the color looks crazy, and it just looks old, like it needs some TLC. So we worked there for about, I want to say 5 hours, till about 5-6 o'clock. We did take a break, Back then we could get like a sandwich, so I was like the help, so I would run and get lunch. About 2.5 hours in, I went to get us some sandwiches, so I got us a ham and cheese sandwich on a Hero, mayonnaise, lettuce, and tomato. I remember this like it was yesterday. And something to drink. I think it was like a cola or something. And after we ate lunch, we went back to finish working. Now, my granddad, he was very unique in the sense of he was a musician. He was a mason by trade. He was also a mason. And he was also a tailor. But he just had so many talents and different things that he could do. And I was fascinated to see. And he also played like the saxophone and all that good stuff. Talented in so many different things. So to see him work there in this space was just amazing to me. Like what we did after 5 hours. We plastered, we sanded lightly, and we painted. And it looked really good after we cleaned up. So my job was basically hand him a roller, hand him a brush, hand him that can of paint, stir that plaster, that quick set plaster around the side of a small bucket, pass it to him when he's up on the ladder. And when we finished, it looked really nice. And I don't know how much he got paid. So mind you, I am now about 12 years old. And, I made this money. And now I have the ability to buy something for myself. So, learning how to take care of myself first. Okay. But more than that, the first thing that I felt was grateful. You have to show gratitude for the things that you do and for what you have. The second thing is, fortunate creativity. When you use your creativity and purpose for something else, it gives you a greater sense of meaning. And then number 3, it's recognizing your thoughts. Recognizing that you can choose to be broke or not be broke, or to have or not to have, just based on the words that you speak. So think about that. Let us know what you thought about the podcast. Please, if you want to email me directly, also tommydanger@gmail.com, TOMMYDANGER at gmail.com. And as always, this is Motivation and Confidence, where we help you do your daily best.